We say each person has a success instinct. Now, what does that mean? Is that every person has an innate drive toward the realization of their full potential. This is installed in you. You see children, they want to touch and taste and smell and feel and get into things. Adults are always wanting to improve themselves. Everybody is ambitious to a greater or lesser degree. The only thing that restricts what you do, be, have, is your own thinking. What you think is not possible for you, you wish you could, you wish you would, and so on. But everybody has this drive toward success. There was a wonderful line that said, within each person is an inherent drive to the full realization of their potential. All negative emotions come from frustrated potential. At the root, your negative emotions, your negativity comes from feeling that you could do or be far more than you are. It's only something that is holding you back. And then we make the mistake of thinking that the something is ourselves, and as soon as you think of that, you move from active to passive. If you take the 80-20 rule in our society today, 20% of people are proactive, like yourselves. You take the time and the trouble to do things, and then about 80% are passive. They're wishing and hoping and waiting and kind of have given up, and they hope that something will come along. That's why they buy lottery tickets. There are 7 ingredients of success. When I started talking about success, people said, well, how do you define success? How do you define success? And there's an old saying, before you do something, you have to do something else first. So before we start talking about becoming more successful, we have to talk about is what is success. So number 1 ingredient of success is peace of mind. Peace of mind occurs naturally in the absence of fear and negative emotions. If you look at all spiritual doctrines, all religion, all meditation, all philosophy, all great thought, and all of history, it is to bring people to the point of thinking where they enjoy complete peace of mind. The rule is that if you set peace of mind as your highest goal, you'll probably never make another mistake. If you set peace of mind as your highest goal, everything else will fall into place. And if you achieve everything else in the world, but you do not achieve your own peace of mind, you will consider yourself a failure. You'll be unhappy, you'll be frustrated, you'll be irritated, you'll be angry, and so on. So peace of mind is the critical thing. And so you have to keep asking yourself, what are the things that occur that give me peace of mind? When do I enjoy the highest level of peace of mind? And when you have no fear and no negative emotions, your mind is like a vacuum. What flows in is complete peace. When you have solved all your problems, when everything is fine, you just feel completely at peace, and those are what are called the peak experiences of your life. Those are when you are the happiest of all. And this is not something that occurs accidentally. You walk along and you trip over some peace of mind and pick it up and put it in your pocket. You have to deliberately design your life so that you feel a great sense of peace. And of course, an extension of that is happiness. Aristotle said the ultimate aim of all human behavior is to be happy, just to achieve your own happiness. The ultimate measure of how well you're doing as a human being is how genuinely happy you are. And if you can accomplish everything else in the world, but you're not a happy person and you don't enjoy inner peace, well, then to that degree you've failed. The second ingredient of success is health and energy. It means, with health and energy, it means that you have abundant health and just a non-stop flow of energy. True measure of health is how much energy you have. You get up in the morning and you feel energetic, you feel happy, and when you're really happy and excited about your life, you tend to have a boundless flow of energy. And of course, today, it's possible for us to live longer and live better than has ever been possible in all of human history. And our job is to take advantage of that. Now, the third is loving relationships. This is really the most important of all. If you have inner peace and you have good health, then your loving relationships are terribly important. 85% of the success you enjoy in life will be determined by how well you get along with other people. If you are having problems with other people, that will immediately interfere with your peace of mind and will very quickly interfere with your health. Most illnesses today are psychosomatic in origin. The mind makes soma, the body, ill. And why is it? It's because of anger and frustration and problems, almost always with people. You measure a loving relationship by how much you laugh with the other person, how much you laugh. And this is really the critical measure of the health of a person. A person can't say, well, I don't laugh very much, but I'm really healthy. No, sir, you have a lot of problems because human beings are the only creatures in the world that laugh. Did you know that? And the laughter comes from inside. It comes from the soul. It comes from the heart. It comes from everything in the outer world being fine. And so the more you laugh, the healthier you are. When you laugh a lot, it triggers all kinds of functions in your body, all of which are good. You come out of a funny movie or a laughter conversation with somebody and just feel happy all over. So laughter is how you can tell if a relationship is going well. Financial freedom is a real big issue today. Financial freedom means that you don't worry about money. Worries about money, by the way, are the number one reason for marital breakdown. Worries, disagreements, arguments over money. So if you have problems with money, they affect your relationship. If you have problems with your relationship, they affect your health. If you have problems with your health, it affects your peace of mind. And money is a major issue. Today, if you want to be financially successful, you're going to have to work very, very hard. You're going to have to get up early and hit it hard and work all day and work into the evenings. You're going to have to work 6 days a week. There's no wealthy people who work 5 days a week. Zero, nada, nicht, rien de chose. None. There's no successful people who work 5 days a week. Because if you work 5 days a week, you actually only work about 4, and you start late, you leave early, and you waste time all day long. Successful people work long days and they work into the weekends. However, they're doing something they enjoy, and they're doing something they get tremendous satisfaction from because they're making progress, and as a result, it's really not work. You know the old rule, I found something I love to do and I never worked again the rest of my life? I worked 7 days a week, but I never worked a day. When you start to find what it is that you love to do and put your whole heart into it, you never work again, and you get paid more than you ever dreamed of, and you don't even care. You don't even count the money anymore because you're just getting so much satisfaction from using yourself at the very highest level. And so financial freedom, this is something people have to start thinking about. The worst thing you can do today is to be in debt. So one of our goals is to achieve financial freedom. And this isn't something that happens by accident. We don't say, well, geez, I got to show up, I'm financially free this morning. No, what we have to do is we have to set it down and make a plan, and we have to work on it for a long, long time. It's not something you can do once, it's something you need to do throughout your career. And too many people today are deeply in debt. You know, 70% of Americans live from paycheck to paycheck. 70% of Americans. What that means is that they have no money. They have no reserves. The average American family at the age of 40 for the major breadwinner has a total net worth of about $40,000. And that's including the equity in their home. At the age of 60, they have a net worth of about $62,000. An average of about $1,000 a year. Most people without pensions, that's why there's so much political controversy, without pensions, most people would be destitute. They'd be impoverished because they have nothing. 70% have nothing. Why? It's not because they haven't earned a lot of money. Do you know that if you saved $100 a month for your entire working lifetime, you'd be worth more than $1 million when you're retired? $100 a month. If somebody put a gun to your head, could you save $100 a month? Yes, if your whole future depended upon it, could you save $100 a month? Well, it does. And people don't even save that. Number 5, worthy goals and ideals. And worthy goals and ideals are what really set you off. Worthy goals and ideals give you a sense of meaning and purpose. They make you wake up in the morning and you're excited. You can hardly get going. You know, there's a lot of people who love to sleep. They love to sleep because they've got no reason to get up. People who are doing something and achieving something that's important, they look upon sleep as an irritation. It's something you have to do so that you're fully refreshed, but you do it as quickly as possible so you can get back to doing the stuff that makes you happy, gives you peace of mind, fills your financial coffers, and so on. The 6th ingredient of success is self-knowledge and self-understanding. The essence of all wisdom. And Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. The essence of all human wisdom is self-knowledge and self-understanding. Is to understand who you are and why you think and feel the way you do. Because that foundation is called intrapersonal intelligence. It's been identified at Harvard as one of the foundation intelligences of great success in life. It's really understanding yourself. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses. You'll find that superior people are very honest about themselves. They know that they're not good at certain things, and they're not defensive. And they're better at other things, and they're quite proud of it. And the last ingredient is personal fulfillment and self-actualization. Abraham Maslow called the ultimate aim of human growth is to achieve self-actualization. Self-actualization is where you feel each day that you're becoming everything you're capable of becoming. You feel that you're continually growing and that your goals are greater and greater. You're becoming better and better. You're learning more and more. You're doing more and more. Only 2% of the population actually reaches the high level of self-actualization, where they really feel that their life is just terrific. expanding and it's wonderful and they've got so many things going on and they're happy most of the time and they're cheerful and so on, get along wonderfully with others. Only 2%. He called self-actualization being, and the achievement of self-actualization the fulfillment of a being need, of being as a person. He said the 98% of the population are plagued by what he called deficiency needs. They're constantly compensating for their inner deficiencies and their worries and their doubts and their fears and their past experiences and so on. Only 2% reach self-actualization. The key to success is, first of all, understanding. And understanding is understanding yourself and understanding your world. And that takes some time, it takes some study. And the second is effort, is you have to work. You have to be willing to make the efforts necessary. And there's always work that you have to do. If you want to become physically fit, if you want to lose weight, there's a lot of work that you have to do. And unfortunately, most people, the bottom 80% of people, are lazy. Actually, there are 3 types of lazy. They're lazy, very lazy, and bone lazy. And one of the greatest problems we have in our society today is lazy people who want the rewards that hardworking people get. And they call the lazy people the average person. They call the successful people the millionaires and billionaires, the millionaires and billionaires, the millionaires and billionaires, without realizing that all of those people started with nothing. Many of them were poor, many of them were immigrants, and they worked 20 to 30 years to become financially successful, and they say, well, these people should just be made to share this wealth that just fell in their hands. There was a politician who ran for the presidency some years ago, and he said, those who have been lucky at the gaming tables of life should be forced to share their winnings with those who have not been as fortunate. That's the mindset. In other words, if you're successful, just luck. So therefore you don't really deserve it, so it should be taken from you and given to others. The fact is that it takes tremendous effort for you and I to achieve any kind of success. One of the differences between successes and failures is successful people are intensely action-oriented, and failures are talk-oriented.